Brandon Johnson. I'm sorry? Chicago and Central.
Chicago and Central is my corner. If you put Central there, you're on the west side of Chicago.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with our show, Chicago Corner. We broadcast on our Rockfin and YouTube. We cover news, politics, commentary, and analysis on the city of Chicago. And you and every other candidate has been a very focal part of our conversation as the new mayoral election is coming up. So first of all, congratulations on your candidacy. It's very exciting to be supported by the Chicago Teachers Union. We've commented on the show that, where you stepped up and Congressman Garcia was not willing to do the same. It's like you run for Congress, you got that in the bag, but now you come back later and you want to run. It's like, it seems like an potential abdication of service to the state to suddenly jump into the mayoral race. But I guess what I'm saying is I salute you but tell us a little bit about your thoughts on, okay, so here's an important issue that is kind of related to schools. Sadly, we have seen a rampant amount of scandals in Chicago public schools regarding sex abuse, grooming. I was actually going to ask Paul Vallis about this because this was a big scandal when he was chief of Chicago public schools. So as mayor, what could proactively be done to, I guess, really enforce a no tolerance policy across the entire educational system? Because it seems like there's been looking the other way for too long. And kids are the ones who are victimized. I know it's enough to be a big serious problem. So how would you propose that? What's a preventative solution for that as opposed to we find out about it and then things aren't investigated and it happens again to protect children across the city of Chicago?
Yeah, everything that we can do to protect the children of the city of Chicago is top priority. As you may know, I'm a public school teacher, started teaching 15 years ago, and my children are students in the public schools. I have a third, a fifth grader, and a freshman. And of course, I've been an organizer in Chicago fighting for accountability. And one of those things that we have fought for, and I was on the ground organizing, is for an elected representative school board. The reason why there hasn't been transparency is because there's been a lack of democracy. And so when I'm mayor of Chicago, not only am I going to make sure that the members who are part of the school board, at least in this first iteration, reflect the values of our community, I'm going to do everything in my ability to make sure we're electing individuals who have a vested interest in our children. And so between an elected representative school board, having someone who has tremendous incentive for this system to work and to be transparent, that's the type of leadership that I bring to this debate, and that's the type of leadership that I'll bring to the fifth floor. So again, it's making sure our elected representative school board is a functioning body, and I'll help to do that. But it's also making sure we have the right leadership in the meantime. So that's having leaders at every single level within our public school system that love and support and care for our children and our families. And transparency is a major part of the work that I've done as a Cook County Commissioner, and it's what I'm going to do once I'm mayor of Chicago.
So one of our viewers, Dominic Palella, one of our patrons, had a question. As a candidate, how would you look to, and could you do this, and how would you do it, town hall meetings to get direct feedback from the citizens of Chicago in regards to how the city's budget is put together and spent? Because the city's budget, we see so much money allocated to the police department. We're not anti-law enforcement, and I think defund is a horrible phrase. Reallocation for mental health clinics, to look into infrastructure and investing in communities who could helpfully stave off and prevent crime instead of overloading the police department with an enormous amount of money that doesn't seem to be reducing crime. So our viewer thought that it would be very, very important to figure out how mayors could, and we'll let you go in a moment, how mayors could open up a forum for the citizens to have feedback, actually forums to share their thoughts on.
That's critical. The progressive movement that I've helped, lead in this city started, these type of budget conversations within our community, where we are transparent in local wards. And of course, we're calling for participatory budgeting. As mayor of Chicago, I'm going to expand that and continue to do that. In order for us to actually have a city that works, you have to have the voices of the people participating in that. So having town halls across this city so that we can pass a budget that speaks to working class and middle class folks, that's paramount. And that's what's actually going to make sure that our city thrives and works for everyone. Yeah. No, she's been a real disappointment, a real failure. She's broken every single promise. I, on the other hand, I'm a promise keeper, and you have my commitment to make sure that we're engaging the electorate so that we can actually have a Chicago that works for everyone.
One last thing.
Yep.
We have on our show, we irreverently call the Chicago Corner Manifesto. It's actually a list of important issues that come in from all of our viewers regarding things that they hope that all mayoral candidates will address. This is not for tonight, it's your homework though to take with you. So if you can review it, maybe fill it out, share your thoughts. If you agree with things, email me back. We'd love to have you on the show, one of our live streams, to talk about all of these issues that our viewers are.
Homework for a teacher.
Thank you and good luck to you.
Appreciate you all.
My pleasure. Thank you.